Hey guys, so today we're reviewing Beyond the Gate season 1 episode 63, and this episode was really good. This episode ended in a strong week, and next week's going to be even crazier, and I can't wait. So let's get right into it. So the episode starts off with Anita looking at a photo. We don't know what photo she's looking at. When Vernon comes in, she hurries up and throws the photo away or whatever. So we don't know what photo she's looking at. So then they're expecting Sharon and Tracy to come any minute now. So there's a knock at the door. It's Tracy, but no Sharon. So Tracy basically tells Anita that, Sharon just wants her and Tracy to eat at lunch, and possibly Sharon might stop by. So then, Sharon and Tracy go to lunch, and after they're done eating, basically, Sharon says that this isn't going to be just a cute little family reunion welcome, and, Anita's going to have to hear my mouth. So then, basically, Vernon is talking to Anita, and he's basically telling Anita if she doesn't want to do this, let him know, and he'll call the whole thing off now. She says she does want to do it, and this and that there, but then he's peeping that she's been down recently. About what? Who knows? So then there's a knock at the door, and it's Sharon, and she's basically like, "You're not gonna let me in." So then we get to the bar, and Pamela is setting Danny up on a blind date. But Danny doesn't know, so when the guy comes, she thinks he's like this model or whatever. But it's really a blind date, and basically Danny, she basically gives him the cold shoulder. So then Pamela tries to convince her to take his number down, and that's when Danny finally tells Pamela that she already has somebody and that she's been sleeping with Andre. And Pamela is gagging. She's like, "Oh, Andre, this and that and the third." What if Nicole finds out? She's like, "Nicole's not going to find out because you're not going to tell her, and you can't tell her right now, and this and that and the third." So then Andre goes to see Ted, and him and Ted are chopping it up. And Ted's basically telling Andre that, Leslie has stopped by and she's been harassing him. And Andre basically tells Ted to stay away from her, and they've had too many run-ins. And that's when Andre finally slips up and tells Ted that he's sleeping with Danny. And Ted's shocked. He's like, "What? You're sleeping with Danny?" And this and that and the third. And basically, he's basically telling him that he supports him, but don't break Danny's heart because, Danny and Nicole hearts have already been broken by, these men, and he doesn't want to get added to that list. And Andre also reveals to Ted that, there's an investigation of Leslie, possibly running Laura off the road and, poisoning Laura so she can go into cardiac arrest. So then Kat and Mona are at, Nicole's house, and they're going through clothes or whatever. And Nicole comes in the room, and Kat puts on this jacket, and there's a receipt for, for this coffee shop that says Cherry, and also a receipt for, this biker place or whatever. Basically details that will lead up to them finding out who, ran Laura off the road, and these are all leading back to Leslie. So then basically Kat is basically about to go to these places to find out, and Mona's coming with her, and Nicole is coming with her as well. So then Nicole's at the house, and she sees this letter that Ted written her, and it was this flower, and she puts it on her. Basically, she might give Ted another chance, but that's too early to tell. So then Leslie's at the crib, and she's hiding, her clothes, the clothes that she wore the night she ran Laura off the road. And Eva peeps in and sees her. So then Eva walks back out and knocks on the door. And then, Leslie basically tells her to get all her things. And they start doing an emotional crying scene. And Eva basically says she loves Leslie. And Leslie tells her to give her the key. And, if she wants to see her, she's going to have to be a visitor like everybody else. So then Eva packs her shit and leaves. So then Mona and Kat are at the coffee shop, and they're discussing, about Leslie. And Leslie peeks around the corner and hears him, and, she, confronts him or whatever. So now Eva breaks into Leslie's house with a spare key and gets the clothes that she was hiding. So that was the end of this week's episode, and I'll see you guys next week.